There's a significant height difference between the two of us.
I am 5'4", and he is 6'1"-ish, 6'2", maybe.
When I am wearing my shoes and she is not, it's as if that difference gets just exponentially different.
It's like we're like a whole foot apart.
Adorable.
Well, speaking of things being cute, let's move to some weird news. And this story is titled, Aww. When a 5-year-old Tylon Pittman of Byram, Mississippi, saw The Grinch Stealing Christmas on December 16th on television, he did what any civic-minded citizen would do. He called 911.
Oh, my goodness.
He told police officer Lauren DeVell, who answered the call, that he did not want the Grinch to come steal his Christmas. DeVell made Tylon an honorary junior officer and had him come down to the station on the 18th to help her lock away the Grinch, who hung his head as Tylon asked him, "Why are you stealing Christmas?"
Oh my gosh.
Although the Green Fiend apologized, Tylon wouldn't release him from the holding cell. Police Chief Luke Thompson told him, "Come back when you're 21 and I'll give you a job application."
That's adorable.
That is adorable. That is the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, it just...
He was how old?
5.
5. Oh.
It's funny how kids can get away and get extra privileges for doing something like that. But if an adult called in because the pizza man delivered a cold pizza, then you go to jail for it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, a kid doesn't necessarily understand how it works. An adult does.
Hey.
Well, I have a fun abusing 911 story. I had a patient in the ER, and I'm going to do my best not to violate HIPAA, but they found him, the police brought him in because they found him unconscious in a ditch several feet away from his overturned car. And they brought him in because he was unconscious when he came in. We did like blood draws on him and stuff like that, checked to see what drugs were in his system and all that. And he was intoxicated and also had some drugs in his system. The police had us take, all of his clothes and everything, go through them, make sure there wasn't anything else in there that he could get a hold of because he was having difficulty breathing when he first came to us. The police decided that they didn't want to leave an officer there because they had another emergency. So they gave him a citation and told him he had to appear before court on a certain date for driving under the influence. And they left him there and told us we could release him to someone who would come pick him up. So we called his next of kin, and that person said that they were on their way. We released him into the waiting room with the caveat of, if you step outside that door, we will call the police and you'll be arrested again. Well, hours go by, and this guy's not been picked up. So we try to call this person again, and the police in another county answer the phone call and say, well, this woman was driving under the influence, ended up in a ditch, and we had to arrest her. Well, this was the guy's mom. So she had done the same thing in a different county and ended up arrested.
Oh my.
So then he starts making a ruckus in the waiting room. So our security officers bring him back and we drug test him again.
Can you describe the ruckus?
Oh my gosh. He started throwing chairs and stuff about. The security officers bring him back in for us to drug test him again because the police say, well, you need to test him and make sure that he's not still drunk before you release him. So we drug test him again to see if he's still under the influence, and he has new drugs in his system, drugs that we did not find in any of the pockets of his clothing when we went through them. So I don't know where these magical drugs were hidden, but he had new drugs in his system.
You don't know?
Yeah. I don't want to think about where these magical drugs were hidden because he didn't have a rectal exam beforehand.
Personal pocket.
Personal pockets. Butt pockets. So then the police say, okay, well, if someone else can pick him up, we'd prefer not to dedicate manpower to this. So we said, okay, we called someone else. So he goes back out to the waiting room. And he is upset with us. He is under the influence of several drugs. And he is upset that while he was in our care, we had to place a catheter in him to get the drug sample. And he wants to call someone to say that we violated his rights, all of that. So he calls 911. And the police came and picked him up for abusing 911. And he ended up in jail that night.
I would now like to introduce a new game that I am tentatively going to refer to as Versus. Just because I don't have anything better at the moment. So if anybody else has any ideas, let me know. So the idea is I have a random people generator online. I will click the button to randomly select 2 people. And then I think what we'll do is we'll just do a couple of rounds where we're all kind of discussing. And then we'll do a round where each person has to answer. Well, I've decided for this inaugural run through, this live test, if you will, of Versus, that we shall be determining which of these 2 we would rather have as our partner for a co-op game.
Oh, Versus. Not Versus. I thought we were about to do a rap battle. We were going to drop some verses. I was concerned because I have not practiced my freestyle in some time.
Your mind is weak. Your logic is flawed. Wait, what does it go? Oh, wait. If you're the rap king, then I'm the rap god.
See, I've got the hip-hop-opotamus. My lyrics are bottomless.
We'll do a couple of rounds just to kind of get a feel for how this works. So, who would you rather have? And again, whatever basis of you would like to base this on, it's completely up to you. Who would you rather have as your partner for a co-op video game? Tim McGraw or Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
He just seems like he'd be much more entertaining to play with. Although Tim McGraw's pretty funny.
I would select Tim McGraw because he would go all out. He would game like it was his last day alive.
Yeah, I mean...
He would game like he was
gamed
dying.
like you were dying.
Yeah.
For those who've never heard a country song, that joke's pretty funny.
Yeah, I just don't know anything about Tim McGraw, so I would have to go with Tyler Perry.
Well...
He was the one who played Vince Vaughn's older brothers in 4 Christmases. He was the one who played with the little goatee. And
really?
Yeah, that's Tim McGraw.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's pretty funny.
I'm pretty sure that if I played a video game with Tim McGraw, I would like it. I would love it, and I'd want some more of it. Because I've heard he's an Indian outlaw.
Oh dear.
The only problem with having Tim McGraw as your co-op partner is when things get tough, he'll lose faith. Okay. Moving on.
Soon.
I feel like
Too
this whole
soon.
bit was just to make those jokes.
Too soon.
This is completely random. I'm
Completely random.
All right. Here's the next set to choose from. Would you rather have as your co-op partner Hugh Laurie or Voltaire?
Hugh Laurie, because he's got to have the best smack talk.
Also, because, I think he'd probably smell better than Voltaire, considering Voltaire's been dead for 100 and something years.
Well, let's say this is a Bill and Ted sort of situation where you
Okay.
can go back in a phone booth time machine and pick him up.
You know what?
Obviously,
In his day.
It's obviously not dead Voltaire.
You know what? What the heck? Voltaire. I probably wouldn't be able to understand a word he was saying, but I think we'd have fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd probably be very
going
loud.
I'm going with, Ada Mario Mushroom, Peter Dinklage.
He's not an option.
No. That's what Hugh Laurie looks like.
Oh.
He looks like he's Peter
He
Dinklage, but he
does.
ate a Mario mushroom.
He
and
really
grew
does.
Up.
I've never noticed that before.
Mario mushroom.
Yeah.
He does.
That's so messed up.
Do-do-do-do-do.
We love you, Peter Dinklage.
Okay.
Dinklage,
So, do we
Peter
understand how the
Dinklage.
game is played?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So now we're going to go around. Everybody will have their own set. Now, after they pick, we can have some discussion. But Laura the Great, who would you rather have as your co-op partner? Usher or Jeff Dunham?
I'd rather look at Usher than Jeff Dunham. I don't know. I feel like Jeff Dunham's going to be, instead of focusing on the game, he's going to be cracking jokes the whole time. I just really think probably Usher's the better gamer out of the two of them, if I had to guess.
It's probably not a bad choice. I don't know if Jeff Dunham has any free hands.
Yeah, I mean, he's got friggin' puppets on both hands. What is he gonna do? Like, hold the controller in Ahmed, the dead terrorist's mouth?
Oh, that would be
Ahmed
so
would
great,
hold
though.
it. Ahmed could hold it and play. I would rather play with Ahmed, the dead terrorist.
Because he'd be running around being like, I kill you.
Well, if he could take the puppets off, you would think he would have better finger dexterity.
That is very true.
Yeah.
I would want to play with Jeff Dunham just because I would spend the entire time going JeffFaFaDunham.com.
And you never know what Usher might confess while you're playing.
These are my
And a very
confessions.
long, drawn out, obsessive R&B opera. But nobody really
But
needs to
have you
hear.
seen the man dance shirtless? He might do a victory dance if we win.
All right, Keelan, are you ready for your set?
Yes.
All right. Who would you rather have as your co-op partner? Catherine Zeta-Jones or 50 Cent?
Choose
50 Cent.
wisely.
His name is not 50 Cent.
That's the
apologize.
white way.
It's Fitty.
50.
50 Cent.
And who was the other?
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Catherine. I got to say 50. I'm sure he's had a controller in his hand at least once in his life. I feel like Catherine Zeta-Jones wouldn't know what a controller.
Man knows how to take a bullet, too. So
He does
Yeah, I
not
mean,
think about-
he's been shot before. I think playing some GTA with him would be fun.
the problem with playing with Catherine Zeta-Jones is you'd have to take breaks every once in a while to go change Michael Douglas's diaper.
That's way savage, man.
Harsh.
That was bad. Oh.
And the sad thing is,
Happy Bandit with no chill.
So great.
that's probably true too.
All right, I think we've said all we can with that one. Wife of Keelan,
Yes.
who would you rather have as your co-op partner? Queen Latifah or Bob Dylan?
Ooh, Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
Hands down. I feel like I'd relate to her a whole lot more. I think she and I would have a good time gaming together. She'd probably be excellent also.
I think her smack talk game is way strong.
Yes. I think we'd have a blast. And probably couldn't understand half of what Bob Dylan was saying anyway, so, you know.
That was my thought too. Communication is very key in co-op games, and if you can't understand, you'd be all like, "That's a bang on."
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Bob?
That's bang on.
Okay, but are you shooting him, Bob?
I'm passive.
Okay, but you got to turn left, Bob.
I'm rolling down.
I don't understand you. Where am I going?
Hack the pan. Turn left.
So, Happy Bandit,
What?
do one for you.
What key opens my inventory? All right. And so for me, my choices for who would I rather have as a co-op partner are Coco Chanel or Venus Williams. Coco Chanel is some kind of fashion thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
a fashion mogul.
In a competitive setting, I think Venus Williams has an advantage.
But the fashion world, very vicious, very competitive.
You might be right. You know, I do think that's probably right. I know this. I've seen Zoolander. I understand how competitive the fashion industry is. And I also think the grunts would be extremely distracting playing with Venus Williams. So, yeah, I think Coco Chanel, although it sounds like a poodle, that would have to be the choice that I ended up with, I think.
I would go with Coco Chanel, but only if she'd given me free makeup after, because Chanel makes some killer lipsticks.
All right, real quick. I'm now bumping the quantity to 6. And we're going to, from these 6, including ourselves. So basically, we're going to make a 4-person team. So we've got to pick the 3 best.
3 best.
All right, here we go.
3 out of 6. All right.
And this is an amazing assortment of people here. We have Eddie Murphy, NBA star Dwight Howard, Tiger Woods, Larry the Cable Guy, Rachel Ray, and Mother Teresa.
Wow.
Okay, I'm just going to right off the bat say Mother Teresa, because while she was a saint, She does believe that suffering is part of the human condition that develops holiness. So I believe that she'd be okay helping me slay some people on video games and helping other people suffer in order to obtain holiness.
Your logic is dizzying.
Plus, God is on her side.
God is on her side.
So I think Mother Teresa is a shoo-in.
She's a
for
shoo-in.
one of the slots.
Shoo-in.
Rachel Ray, but only because she brings really good snacks.
Yes.
And you know she would be killing it on the snacks.
That's not bad, but you're saying no?
I just don't. I mean, if you're gonna go,
I get a pick. It's
we
Rachel
only
Ray.
have 3 for this team. I think that Rachel Ray's out.
Well, let's tell you what, let's put her in the maybe column for the moment and discuss the other 4.
Snacks.
So we've got Tiger Woods and Dwight Howard, both sports stars.
Yeah.
Both know how to win.
I feel like Tiger Woods is out because he's a cheater.
He's gonna cheat. That's why.
He's a cheater.
Also, it's something I just thought of. He's only used to individual events.
Yeah,
He
he's
wouldn't
not a
know
team player.
He wouldn't know how to work with teams.
He's a me kind of guy.
And Dwight Howard's a team player.
All right, Tiger Woods, you're out of here.
And I feel like basketball, you got to have a lot of hand dexterity. You got to have a lot of finger dexterity, be able to grip things.
All right, so right now we're going to move Dwight Howard over with Rachel Ray in the maybe.
Okay.
Let's discuss Eddie Murphy.
I would love to have him.
His smack talk game may be strong. Maybe. I don't know, but he might be a little bit like he's a bit of a has-been at this point.
I just cannot. I couldn't pass up the chance to have Eddie Murphy and Larry the Cable Guy in the same team. That would be
I
great.
agree with that. I would replace Mother Teresa with Rachel Ray, but only because snacks.
Here's the problem.
I like snacks.
If it's 1980s Eddie Murphy, absolutely. If it's
Right.
current Eddie Murphy,
Yeah,
I don't know.
You got a point.
Let's say if we're time traveling to get these people, we
That's a
go
good
back
point.
to 1980s.
Well, you would have
and
to
Eddie
get
Murphy.
Mother Teresa.
I know. I'm just
We can
making the
just-
point
because
that we
otherwise
don't
it'd be kinda
need
stinky.
current Eddie Murphy.
Just stop in the 80s and get Eddie Murphy on our way to get Mother Teresa.
Yes.
In her prime.
But
I know you want Rachel Ray to make you snacks,
We can
but
put her on the
Dwight
sideline.
Howard makes enough money he could buy snacks.
Hey, nobody says she couldn't be with the team, just not on the team.
She could be in the kitchen.
She's
How-
she's
making
the
snacks.
How is
she's the one making snacks.
yeah, how's
she's
she
not,
supposed to make snacks if she's playing?
Right.
Yeah.
So I get Rachel Ray for snacks.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so it's 1980s Eddie Murphy is in. Mother Teresa is in.
Yeah.
Tiger Woods, he's gone. He's out of here.
He's out of here. She's a cheater.
All right, so we've got still on the sidelines Dwight Howard, but we haven't discussed Larry the Cable Guy. Look,
I
Let's
love
be honest.
Larry the Cable Guy.
the man knows how to get her done.
He does.
Does.
He's
I
what I-
love him. And can you imagine a room filled with Eddie Murphy and Larry the Cable Guy? I
Yeah.
mean, we would be laughing so hard, I would forget about Rachel Ray snacks. Just kidding. No, I wouldn't.
It sounds like from this assortment, joining whichever one of us is playing, our team consists of 1980s Eddie Murphy, Mother Teresa, and Larry the Cable Guy.
And
Yes.
Rachel Ray in the kitchen making
Rachel Ray is
snacks.
making snacks.
Rachel
Dwight
Ray.
Howard is on the side.
He's ready to be tagged in.
He's an alternate.
Okay.
And Tiger Woods, we didn't give him the
we
address.
kicked him to the curb.
Rachel
So-
Ray, I know you're probably not listening to this, but if you're listening to this, I love you. Come make me snacks. You can't see the smile, but it's there.
She doesn't bake things because she doesn't like
She can't do it in
measuring.
30 minutes.
That's okay. She makes awesome snacks without baking. And in 30 minutes or less.
Mhm.